this is my guide on getting in shape for beginners specifically. Um, the video that I have going on is just some footage I took from my upper day that I hit earlier. It's essentially just an upper day that's back focused, and then I threw in some shoulders and arms there. So yeah. So there are three main things that you want to worry about when it comes to getting in shape. The first and most important being your nutrition, followed by your training, and then your recovery. Really, getting in shape isn't as complicated as a lot of fitness influencers make it out to be. The hard part is in doing the easy things consistently. Like, I'm not talking about for a couple weeks, I'm talking about for years. You need to just do the right things. Um, and just compound them over time until it becomes second nature. But as far as your nutrition, you most importantly want to be getting enough protein per day, which, if you're not sure, is roughly zero point 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. You want to aim on that higher end if you're looking to build muscle, and then the lower end is fine if you're just trying to maintain. You want to be eating at your maintenance calories or a slight surplus, which is roughly 2 to 300 above your maintenance until you've built a good foundation. The exceptions to this would be people who are looking um, to cut and they are starting from, a much larger foundation. Maybe you're obese, maybe you're morbidly obese. And then for that, regardless if you're a beginner, if you are obese or morbidly obese, I would recommend cutting. Next, if you're looking to cut, please do it in a slight deficit, which is roughly 2 to 300 calories until you've reached your ideal weight. The slower you take your cut, the more the more likely it is that you'll be losing mostly fat while maintaining most of your muscle. You're going to lose muscle and fat regardless, but the slower you take it, the less muscle you'll lose and the more fat you'll lose. Do not dirty bulk. I cannot stress this enough. Please do not dirty bulk. The quantity of your food is not more important than the quality. The quality is just as, if not more important than how much food you're eating. You want to be eating your simple carbs before your workouts. You want to be eating complex carbs and protein after your workouts to replenish your glycogen stores. Please make an effort to eat your fruits and vegetables and stay hydrated. If you're not sure how much water you should be drinking per day, it's roughly 2.7 liters for women and then 3.7 liters for men. You want to be getting in sodium before and after your workouts. I know salt is often demonized, but salt is good for you. We need salt to just allow our body to function how it is supposed to. And even more importantly, please meet your fiber goal. If you're not sure what this is, it's roughly 25 grams per day for women and 35 grams per day for men. I think it's almost 90% of Americans who aren't meeting their daily fiber goal. And fiber is important for aiding your digestion as well as keeping you full and just, making sure you're having adequate bowel movement. So please get in your fiber. And then lastly, for our nutrition, I would just advise that you prioritize whole foods. So if you're not sure what a whole food is, it's basically a single ingredient. So all the foods that you think you should be eating are probably the foods you should be eating. Next, we'll move into training. As far as getting in shape, training is not as important as people make it out to be. It's not 100% of the picture, but it is you're not gonna get in shape if you're not training consistently and with intensity. So you want to pick a resistance training, for example, that might be weightlifting or calisthenics. There's a lot of different options. Just pick one that's the most enjoyable for you and then run with that. Consistency is key. I would recommend 3 to 5 training days per week, ideally. Um, you could get away with 2 days. You could get away with six, depending on how you set up your training plan. But 3 to 5 with 4 to 2 days of rest per week is my recommendation. Go even if you are not 100%. Something is always better than nothing. So maybe you're feeling tired one day, you didn't get this ideal amount of sleep that you wanted, you haven't eaten as much as you should have. Don't use that as an excuse to not go because that will turn from skipping your workout one day to skipping it for a week to just giving up completely, because if it's not perfect, then what's the point at all? Please just try to show up for yourself even on the days where it's hard. That discipline is what's going to allow you to reach your goals in the long run. You want to be making sure that you're training with intensity, which means to technical failure for beginners or intermediate lifters. Train until your form is about to break down, not past that. I would only recommend training to muscular failure for advanced lifters, because if you're doing that as a beginner, the chance of injury is much higher. You want to be applying progressive overload, which is adding either weight or reps or improving your technique every session. And don't get too anal about progressive overload. Even if you go and you lift the exact same weight for the exact same amount of reps with the exact same technique, the fact that you showed up is still going to push you in the right direction. Next, you want to standardize your form to avoid injury. So make sure that your first rep looks just like your last rep. To assess that you've hit failure on an exercise, just look for the slowing down of your last rep. Choose 2 exercises per muscle group. So 2 for your chest, 2 for your back, 2 for your legs, etc. Do 2 to 3 sets of each exercise. My general recommendation is roughly 2 sets per compound exercises such as squats, deadlifts, benches, etc. And then 3 sets for accessory movements. So 3 sets of bicep curls for arms, 3 sets of tricep pushdowns for triceps, 3 sets of lateral raises for shoulders, etc. Perform 10 to 16 sets per muscle group per week, or roughly 5 to 8 sets per exercise. Run a split that allows you to hit each muscle group twice per week, whether that's full body, push pull legs, upper lower, it really doesn't matter. Make sure that your entire body is being hit by including one of each of the 6 fundamental movement patterns, which is a horizontal press, a vertical press, a squat, a hip hinge, a horizontal pull, and a vertical pull. Choose exercises that you enjoy. When you choose exercises that you enjoy doing, you won't have to psych yourself up every time you go into the gym. You're going to want to go because you have fun working out. Lastly, we have recovery. Please prioritize your sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours a night. One bad night of sleep is not the end of the world. Just don't make a habit of it. Quality sleep is just as important as the quantity, so try to limit your screen time before bed, have your last meal a couple hours before bed, sleep in a cold and dark environment, and make sure that you're taking rest days. Whether it's every 2 days you work out, every 3 days, make sure you're taking your rest day so that your body systemically isn't fatigued going into the next session. Rest days do not mean sitting in your room all day. Make sure that they are active. They include active recovery. Make sure that you're getting at least 10 to 15K steps. More is great, but 10 should be the bare minimum every day, but especially on rest days. And also use your rest days to get in other forms of activity, such as sports, rock climbing, running, yoga, mobility, etc. Stretch, whether it's dynamic or static, and please try to limit your drug or alcohol use, ideally completely, but if you are going to use it, just do it in moderation. And lastly, please listen to your body. If you truly need to take a couple days off, whether it's for your mental health or physical reasons, take the day off. The gym will be there when you're ready. Thank you.